Hi guys. So, do you ever wonder why you don't get positive feedback from your recruiters after applying for a job? So let's say you're a software engineer with 3 to 5 years of experience and you go on LinkedIn, you see jobs, you see the ones you can do. After seeing a job description, you see, oh, I can do this job, let me apply for it. You go ahead and apply and you fill out, they ask how many years of experience, it's within your years of experience, you upload your resume and everything seems very fine. Now you're waiting for a feedback and you check your email after, let's say, 2 weeks, and what you say is, unfortunately, we'll not be moving on with your application. Please try again later, or we'll keep your application in our file and we'll contact you soon. And now you're always discouraged because this has always been the case. Over the years, you've been getting these rejections and you keep applying. So do you know why you keep getting rejected? Today I'm going to be sharing a few possible reasons why your applications keep getting rejected. It is very possible to be overqualified or to be underqualified for a role. So when you're overqualified, it means your years of experience are more than what your recruiter is looking for, and they feel that, oh, we can't pay you, you're too qualified for this job, and we don't want to keep you in a cage, we don't want to bring you down, we don't need so much years of experience for this job. Maybe we're looking for a junior developer or a mid-level and you're a senior developer, and they feel they can't afford you as a senior developer that you are, and they're looking for a junior role. So it's possible they're rejecting you because they believe they can afford you. And it's also very possible that you are underqualified. So if you're looking for a senior developer and you're a junior or a mid-level, you could also get a rejection because they believe you can't do the kind of tasks or the kind of work they are looking for someone who can do. So perhaps maybe someone in their team got a better job and left and they're looking for a replacement. So they want someone with the exact same skill set and the exact same skill level, someone that will possibly put on the same pay grade as who is just leaving. So if you're overqualified or if you're underqualified, it's possible you get a rejection. So it's not always about you. It might not be that your application is bad. It might not be that your resume is poorly written. It might not be that. It could just be that you know who they are looking for. If you don't fit in the box for who they are looking for, I know there are thousands of applicants, there are thousands of applications in there. So they'll just filter out to see who fits exactly in the category they are looking for. Another possible reason why you're getting rejected all the time is, most times these recruiters, once they see someone who is qualified, they just close and they don't even bother to check other applications. So it's possible they don't reach your application before they hire. But perhaps if they've seen yours, they would have hired you. So it's possible that the first 3 or 4 applications that they reviewed, they just moved on with one candidate and they just closed the application portal. So every other person got rejected. So it's also very possible that they moved on very early with a candidate and they didn't get to even see your resume or see your application. Do you know it's also possible that there's a particular skill you don't have that your recruiters are looking for, and they could reject the application for you not having this particular skill? So let's say you're a front-end developer and they want someone who knows how to use Tailwind CSS or SCSS or a particular component or a particular stack, and you don't have this particular skill. And they've checked your resume, they've checked your portfolio, they've checked your GitHub, and they don't see any reflection of this particular skill. They could possibly reject the application for this reason, because they don't have the time to start training you on how to use this, and maybe their existing code base has a whole lot of this particular stack or this particular technology. So they want someone who can easily integrate into their system and continue the work. They don't want someone who will pull down their whole code base and start rebuilding again, because that's a whole lot of work to do and it will take a whole lot of time. So it's very possible that there's a particular stack or a particular technology that you don't know and they are looking for. So they'll just go with someone who has all this. So it's even very possible that you are very qualified, but you don't have this particular skill. They might go with someone who is not as qualified as you are, but has this particular skill set and knows how to use particular technology. So that's one other reason why you are not getting positive feedback from your recruiters. After going through your resume, going through your portfolio, going through your GitHub, and seeing all your projects that you've done, they've checked and say, oh, this guy doesn't have this, or this is what he uses. And this is what we use. There was a time I got rejected for a job because I didn't know how to use Vue.js, and they were looking for someone who knew how to use Vue.js. Although I could learn how to use Vue.js and integrate, but they needed someone because their code base has already been written in Vue.js, and I'm a React developer. They needed someone who could just carry on with the existing code base, and not someone who will want to change their code base or will start learning how to use what's in their code base. So that's one possible reason why you keep getting the rejection. And then again, a very, very possible reason why you keep getting rejected is you don't get people to speak for you. So most times in job applications or in your resume, there's a place where you can put references. The recruiters go ahead and call these references to know your performance, to know how you performed in the last company you worked, to know what made you leave, how were you performing, and how would your experience with you be like. But most times you don't even put references, so they don't even have who to call to vet you. You don't have who can speak for you. You don't have who can say very good things about you. And there are other people who have people saying good things about them. So they would rather go with someone who has track record. In all the companies that you worked before, in all the projects that you've done before, it's very okay to get the manager's number or to get the CEO's number or to get the founder's number after a satisfied project, after a satisfied work contract. Get their number as a reference, put it on your resume, and use it anywhere you're applying for a job. It will be very easy for people to speak for you and say, oh, this guy worked on our project and he was really awesome. Now that will pass a vote of confidence on you, and you will easily get employed faster than someone who doesn't have a reference or who doesn't have people to speak for them. And there are companies that are very, very heavy on references. They won't employ until someone can speak for you, and up to 2 or 3 people can speak and say, oh yeah, this guy is really good and you really enjoy him working on your team. So it's just very likely that you're not getting positive feedback because you're not submitting enough references, or there are no references on your resume at all. While you're applying for jobs, ensure you always put references. Your references should be people you've worked for that are satisfied with your work and can speak well for you. And like I mentioned in the previous video, it's very possible that your resume is not adding up and you're not very honest in your resume. If you're not very honest in your resume, where you try to show that you are overqualified more than your portfolio is showing, it's another reason why a recruiter could reject the application. So let's say after reading your resume, they go to your portfolio and they go and check what's in your portfolio to see all that you worked on, but it's not reflecting the kind of skill you've represented on your resume, and it's not very consistent. They could reject you for the dishonesty, because they want to employ someone who is very honest, who is very transparent, who they can trust. So if they cannot even trust you from your application and from your resume and from what you said you've done, you could be claiming that you're a senior developer, but after checking your resume, you're a junior developer or you're a mid-level. And that can be a very huge turn off for your recruiter, and they'll say, oh no, we can't go ahead with this guy. Or maybe even after a first call, they are employing for a senior role or for a mid-level, and you pass the first stage and they are on a call with you, and after asking you a few questions, after giving you a test, they see that you're not matching up to what you've said in your resume or in your application. You could possibly just tell them that, oh no, this guy is not qualified, even though he's trying to say he's qualified, and they will just close your application and not get back to you. So seeing all these possible reasons why you're not getting positive feedback from your recruiters, I hope it will help you know how to model your application, how to present yourself best, how to put yourself in the best light so you can start getting positive feedback from your recruiters. And I pray and I hope that you get your software job very, very soon. Thank you very much for watching.